Good morrow, heroes and villains and other wandering creatures within this world and realm of Thelandria. Today we're going to look at unique weapons, potions and spells that you can be using inside your tabletop fantasy role-playing games. Number 1. We have the Staff of EllysMarte. Now, we've seen her before in some of the other stories on the channel, and if you haven't heard of her yet, feel free to click back and have a good listen about some of her lore. So, the Staff of EllysMarte. Now, this is an ideal level for 1 to 5. It's a beautifully crafted wooden staff adorned with natural elements like leaves, vines, and small animal figurines carved into the sides of the staff. After Elise had the battle with the Cabal, it absorbed some of the dark magic and converted it into good, meaning that once per long rest, the staff gains a +1 damage modifier and has an additional use of a level 1 nature spell that you can choose. Its damage is 1d6 +1 with a damage type of bludgeoning, and the item rarity is uncommon, and it only weighs 4. This is a great little starter weapon that you can get. Maybe Elise gives it to you. Maybe you find it on her body if she doesn't survive. Who knows? But I think this is a really great little staff for a magic user and a druid. Number 2, let's have a look at Adriella's Ring of the Blind. Now, this is an ideal level for 7 to 10, so this is quite a powerful one, and it's one of the many rings that Adriella owned. This one seems to be lost in time and filled with ancient magic. It's a silver ring engraved all around with symbols from an ancient tongue, and on the top it holds a white opal looking gem. Now, it has an ability that once per long rest, the ring enhances the eyes of the party for 1 hour, while simultaneously shortening the sight of those who can see around them. It's interesting. So the party members can go from 30 foot to 120 foot, whereas the creatures around them get their sights shortened down to 10 foot, even if they have dark vision. So that's a really amazing ring, very powerful to have, and it's a rare ring, but can only be used for 1 hour per day. But maybe that's good enough. Okay, let's move on to Thalorin's Hammer of the Thunderbolts. This is a legendary maul and does require attunement by the character with a strength of 23 or higher. So you may be needing to have something like the Giant's Bane, which is a belt of giant strength, which we'll go into in just a moment. But the maul adds +1 bonus attack and damage rolls made with it. Each time it hits an object, a thunderous boom is heard about 100 feet. So you have to really think about if you're gonna be using this weapon, you've got to be aware that this is going to be making a lot of noise. But obviously it does do that +1 bonus attack and to damage rolls. Now, if you are attuned, it has the thrown property, and can be thrown with a range of 20 feet, and can be thrown up to 60 foot. And when you hit with a range attack with this weapon, it deals an extra 1d8 damage, or if the target is a giant, it does an extra 2d8 damage. And immediately after the attack, the weapon flies back into your hands. So I feel this is a kind of like a Thor moment right here. Now, Giant's Bane. If you are attuned to the hammer, then you do gain Giant's Bane. But you must be wearing the belt of giant strength, and you must have the gauntlets of ogre power in order to attune the weapon, so it does require a combination. The attunement ends if you take off those items, and while you are attuned to the weapon and holding it, your strength score increases by 4 and can exceed 20 but not 30. So if you have the gloves of ogre power, the belt of giant strength, and you're holding Thalorin's hammer, then you do get Giant's Bane. Now, what does this do? As I said, it increases your strength by 4, can exceed 20 but not 30, and when you roll a 20 on an attack roll made with this weapon against the giant must succeed on a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, or it just immediately dies. So it's a very situational weapon, but it is incredibly powerful when used. So even if you're not fighting against giants and you do have them other combinations, you get a lot of strength, which is going to add a lot more damage to your attacks. Now, let's have a look at the next piece. We have Thalorin's Infused Half Plate Armor. This is very rare, and it gives you a +1 bonus to your AC and has the following properties: resistance to fire damage. So if you're fighting dragons, this is going to be the absolute perfect piece of armor to wear. And it also has the Artificer's Protection. Once, as a bonus action, the wearer can temporarily gain hit points equal to 2d6 plus the wearer's intelligence modifier, minimum of 1. This property can be used once and it regains after a long rest. So once again, this is a very powerful buff there. So you're fighting against a dragon, you've got the resistance against the fire, and it's battering you away, and then you can suddenly regain temporary hit points, do 2d6 plus intelligence modifier. Excellent. And then finally we have Thalorin smithing tools. Now these are uncommon smithing tools that grant +2 bonus to any ability check made with them. Additionally, while using the tools, the user can repair a single break or tear in an object he touches as an action. If the broken object is a magical item, this property can restore magic to such an object, provided the break or tear is repaired within an hour of the damage being inflicted. All of the items are balanced for the character of Thalorin's level and abilities, and they reflect his personal journey as an artificer and a blacksmith, providing practical benefits both in and out of combat. So they'll be a very valuable asset to any adventuring party. Maybe Thalorin can give them to you as part of his quests. Maybe once again, like Ellys, maybe he dies in action, or maybe you can steal them off him. See how that plays out. That's all we've got time for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.